All right, to baseball. No Casey, no Kearns, no Friel for the Reds tonight. Opening a 4-game set against the Brewers team that is 1 game up in the standings on the Reds and just a game out of the wild card spot. Brewers have faith that they're going to hold their spot on top of the Reds. Junior has faith that he will someday get off that 500 home run schneid. Got it. A 2-run shot with Larkin aboard. 3-zip Reds in the 5th. 501 took Junior just about 18 days. And then got a little help from Wes Helms in the 6th. Oopsie on the Brandon Larson ground ball. His 2nd consecutive error allows Jason LaRue to score. More to come. Junior back up and ripping it to right. A double to go with a homer. Larkin and Jimenez score. 4 RBIs on the night for Junior, and it's 8-zip for Paul Wilson, looking for win number 9. In the 7th, he lost the shutout. Keith Ginter with a 2-run bomb to left. The Brewers would put 3 up, but Adam Dunn would add just 1 more for good measure. Just inside the pole is 25th. The Reds in a 3rd-place tie with the Brewers. 9-3 the final.
The Reds, though, are in Milwaukee, and Miller Park's retractable roof brought their game with the Brewers indoors, as it were. Game 2 of their series tonight saw the Muller men. Barry Larkin double back-to-back in the 1st. Junior's 2-base hit got Barry home with the 1st run with no outs. Aaron Harang with a 0.82 ERA in 2 starts since a DL stint was back on his game tonight. 10 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings, 5 hits and no runs allowed. He wouldn't really need the insurance run that Willie Mo Pena provided in the 6th when he homered with Junior on as 3-0. Danny Graves matched his career-high 32nd save, whiffing Bill Hall, the Reds' nemesis. 3-0 was the final.
He has stayed mostly healthy, got picked for the All-Star team, and began the night on a pace for 38 homers and 113 runs batted in. But in the 4th inning of tonight's game in Milwaukee, Junior attempted to make a lunging catch on a Brady Clark fly ball and injured his right hamstring. He was immediately taken out of the game. The initial diagnosis is a strain. He tore that hamstring 2 years ago and missed a significant portion of the season. Junior will return to Cincinnati to be examined by team doctor Tim Kremchek tomorrow. His participation in the Home Run Derby on Monday and the All-Star game on Tuesday is obviously in doubt. Griffey's injury kind of burst the Reds' bubble in Milwaukee tonight. The Brewers had their ace Ben Sheets on the mound in the 2nd. Corey Lytle floats one down the left field line. Jeff Jenkins gives chase. In the words of George Grand, he got it, he got it. Jenkins hasn't made an error in more than a year. The Brewers were facing one of the Reds' better starters, Corey Lytle. They got to him in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Former Red Brady Clark lining one over the head of Jacob Cruz, who broke in on the ball initially. It made it 1-0 Milwaukee. Then 1 inning later, Jenkins hits a chopper to 3rd. Scott Podsednik got a good start from 3rd base. It made it 2-zip in favor of the Brew Crew. Sheets, on the other hand, virtually untouchable. In the 4th, he whiffs Dunn. He whiffs Cruz. He whiffs Willie Mo. Sheets pitched 8 scoreless innings. He walked 1 and struck out 8. Corey Lytle, well, Corey lasted 6 innings, and it wasn't just bad pitching, it was bad fielding. The Reds sniffed out a squeeze play there, but Javier Valentin whipped it down the left field line, allowing Brady Clark to score. That made it 3-0. In the 8th, the Brew Crew basically put it away when Billy Hall doubled deep to left off Todd Van Poppel. It helped the Brewers win for the first time in 3 games in this series. Tonight's final score, Milwaukee 5 and the Reds 0. The battered and bruised Reds have 1 more game before the All-Star break, and it's coming up tomorrow afternoon. Jose Acevedo will be on the mound for the Reds. He's 4-7 this year with just 1 win in his last 7 starts. He'll be opposed by right-hander Victor Santos. He faced the Reds in early May and in 5 innings gave up 1 hit and no runs. First pitch tomorrow is at 2:05. With Austin Kearns out of commission for a month after having thumb surgery, Dave Miley's first choice to replace Ken Griffey Jr. in center has been Ryan Friel. But that won't be an option tomorrow afternoon. Friel, who suffered a deep bruise on his left kneecap when he slid into the wall in St. Louis on Wednesday, was examined again in Cincinnati this morning and is not ready to play. In fact, he did not even rejoin the team in Milwaukee. The Reds are hopeful that Ryan will be able to suit up next Thursday in their first game after the All-Star break. That's also when the Reds expect to have Sean Casey back. While the team's been on the road, he's been working out in Cincinnati, and his strained right calf is nearly 100%. However, Sean is playing it safe. While he will travel to Houston for the All-Star game, he will not suit up.
The game's gravy, you know what I mean? I think that the experience of being there, the workouts, the home run derby, and maybe being able to bring my son on the field, and the gala. It's an experience. Going to the All-Star game is an experience, and the game is a great part of the experience. But for me right now, the best thing for me is to be here and be getting better, so that I can be back for the second half and not have to worry about this calf anymore.
You will see the All-Star game right here on Fox 19 on Tuesday night. I've got my fingers crossed that Barry Larkin and Danny Graves will stay healthy between now and then. Our coverage Tuesday begins at 8 o'clock. Adam Dunn is a generous guy. For example, when his favorite Mexican restaurant burned down in his hometown of Porter, Texas, Adam gave the owners the money they needed to rebuild it. Well, he's reached into his wallet again to increase the comfort level in the Reds clubhouse. His teammates and this reporter are grateful.
In front of Adam Dunn's locker, you'll find the Sharper Image Turbo 2 robotic massage chair. It retails for $800, and Adam bought it for the clubhouse.
I knew they felt good, but I didn't know how much they loosen up your back, and it's a very good investment so far.
But he wants to make one thing clear. He's not Barry Bonds, who has a recliner that faces his locker, allowing him to turn his back toward intruders.
I purchased the chair, but it's not my chair. I didn't buy it to be different.
Right.
I bought it because Jacob Cruz was telling me how nice it would be, and we purchased it. It is definitely for everyone to use, but tipping is nice.
And when he says everyone can use it, he means it.
I saw 2 reporters sitting in it before the game. We're allowed to if we tip?
If you tip, absolutely. Anybody. I told you, it's not just mine. Anybody's.
All right. Adam said the media's allowed to use this chair as long as we tip. Here you go, big guy. 1 quarter.
My generous contribution might just come in handy because Adam's teammates want the chair on the road.
I would love to have it too, but I'm not paying the FedEx charges.
I'm a little surprised he didn't spring for another Sharper Image product called the Stretching Human Touch Robotic Leather Recliner with back, calf, and foot massage. That retails for about $2 grand. Every team but Pittsburgh in the NL Central has a winning record, yet the Cardinals have a bigger lead than any other first-place team in baseball. They hosted the Cubs today, and Fox cameramen were able to catch some rare footage. It's of the Cardinals' third base coach when he wasn't busy waving a runner home. It didn't take long for the Cards to get to Met Clement. In the first, Jim Edmonds goes deep for the 4th straight game and 20th time this season, 2-zip St. Louis. It was 3-1 St. Louis in the 6th when Sammy Sosa ripped one the opposite way for his 15th homer of the year, number 553 all-time. I wonder if Mark Crumley caught it. It wasn't enough to help the Cubs as the Cardinals won their 8th straight. The Reds and Brewers are 8.5 back. Houston just a game over 500. Pittsburgh is in the basement.
Darn that MRI, which once again brings bad news for the Reds. The Reds have placed center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. on the 15-day disabled list with a partial tear in his right hamstring. Austin Kearns will not be back until August, so he is transferred from the 15-day to the 60-day DL. That move was made to allow John Vanderwall's contract to be purchased from Louisville. Got all that? Well, Griffey injured himself in Saturday night's game against the Brewers, chasing down a Brady Clark fly ball. He will likely be out of action for a month, maybe more. Junior will also miss tomorrow's Home Run Derby and Tuesday's All-Star Game. Now, Junior will attend Major League Baseball's press conference and ceremonies honoring the living members of the 500 Home Run Club at Minute Maid Park tomorrow, but he won't stick around for Tuesday's game. The Astros' Carlos Beltran will take his roster spot, and his teammate Lance Berkman is now expected to get the start in front of his hometown fans. Griffey isn't the only Reds All-Star on the sideline. Sean Casey will not play thanks to a calf injury.
It's an experience, going to the All-Star game is an experience, and the game is a great part of the experience. But if like I said, I'm going to come back from this calf injury, and I've been working hard to get back, and just not so sure that playing a few innings in the All-Star game is the way to really get back.
Only Adam Dunn among the starting 8 has not missed time with injuries this season. Pitchers Josh Hall and DJ Maddox have been out all season. Austin Kearns next most with 50 thanks to forearm and thumb injuries. Brandon Larson missed 41 games while on the DL with toe and quad problems. Mike Matthews just had elbow surgery. Sean Casey a strained calf. D'Angelo Jimenez, Barry Larkin, Ryan Friel missed time, though they were not placed on the disabled list. Now what's left of the Reds finished the first half against the Brewers today. Milwaukee strikes quickly. Top 1, Jeff Jenkins singles home. Scott Podsednik make it 1-zip. Then Keith Genter's hit, too hard to handle for Brandon Larson at third. Craig Counsell scores. It's 2-zip Brew Crew. Jose Acevedo doesn't help matters. Walks Brady Clark with the bases loaded. That brings in Jenkins 3-zip. Then Wes Helms sends the fly ball to center field. Willie Moe is there for the catch. The sac fly brings home Lyle Overbay, and uh-oh, it's 4-0. Gary Bennett does the same. Sac fly to Adam Dunn. Good enough to score Ginter. Acevedo gives up 5 in the first, but nothing else in 4 innings thereafter. The Reds start to chip away in the second. Larson singles to right. Jason LaRue chugging around the bags, trying to beat the throw home. He doesn't, but the tag is high. He is safe. Reds on the board 5-1. And in the third, Jacob Cruz singles to right. In comes D'Angelo Jimenez from second. The comeback is on. Make it 5-2. Now to the sixth. Reds scored 2 more. First, Javier Valentin singles to right. That scores William Opeña. Then Jimenez doubles to the wall in right. And Larson comes home. Suddenly, it's a 5-4 ball game. In the seventh, Willie Moe bangs his 9th homer this season. 2-run shot to center off Mike Adams. That gives the Reds their first lead, 6-5. And for the first time this season, we see Vanderwall. He arrives mid-game, gets the pinch hit double in his first at bat in the 8th, but the Reds leave him stranded there. The Brewers have some fight left today. Overbay to center field. Solo blast in the 8th. This ties it 6 apiece. Gabe White's second blown save in 3 outings. On to the ninth. Dan Kolb gives up his first extra base hit this season to Jacob Cruz, and Jason LaRue follows with the 2-run shot to center, his 8th homer, all on the road. Reds 8-6. Next up, Willie Moe in center replacing Junior, goes 4 for 5, his 2nd homer of the game, icing on the win. 9-6. Reds take 3 out of 4 from the Brewers.
We've done this all year long. Just because they go out and score 5 runs doesn't mean we're going to lay down and die. We're going to just kind of peck away and do whatever we can to try and come back and get a win. And today was it was huge. You know, we came back and then we ended up going ahead, and then Overbay, you know, that guy's an unbelievable hitter. He ends up hitting a home run and tying the game back up, and you know, and then you know, obviously, you know, we didn't let that bother us. We were just going to come back out and try and do whatever we did, and they brought one of their best, probably the best closer as of now in the game. He's one of the best, and you know, we ended up today, we got to him.
Barry Larkin did not start today, but came up with a pinch hit in his only at bat. Larkin announced last week he would like to come back for a 20th season. Only Honus Wagner and Luke Appling played 100 games in a season as a 40-year-old. This year, the All-Star shortstop is hitting .295, 4 homers, 33 RBI in 71 games. So it's time for you to make the call. Would you like to see the Reds re-sign Barry Larkin for next season? Give us a call, 345-1212. We want your vote, and we'll have results a little later in the show. While the Cubs' 5-game losing streak is done as well. The Reds up their road record at 22-26 on the season and now lead the Brewers by a game. The Astros dropped to .500 for the first time since April 11th, and the Pirates lose 3 of 4 to the Expos as they fall to 15 out. Stay with us. Would you like the Reds to re-sign Barry Larkin for next season? 69% yes, bring him back. He is still producing. Thanks to more than 900 callers who phoned us here tonight.